Hi, I hope you all are having an awesome day today. Well, in this video, I want to share some of the things that I've been doing lately to promote myself as an artist on Instagram. I've tried all sorts of things to grow my Instagram account, like using hashtags, the maximum number of limits of hashtags on every single post, varying the hashtags between really low competition keywords to mid competition keywords to high competition keywords, stories with hashtags in the story, Instagram Reels, which actually does seem to get a lot of exposure, but usually I'll get like 2,500 views, but not a single person will follow me after all of those views. So I don't know if it's really doing me any good. I can't tell that I'm getting any sales from doing it. Of course, I'm doing IGTV videos, which also I can't tell if it's doing me any good to post those, but I'm trying to post all this different stuff. I've read that if you use all of the features of Instagram, it's going to help promote you better on their platform. It'll help the algorithm find your stuff and help it take it to the top. Every time a person comments on a post of mine, I comment back to them because that also shows Instagram that you are there, interacting with people and keeping people on their platform, so they want to reward you for that. I've tried adjusting the little title. Right now it just says Krystle Cole Fine Art on my profile, but I've tried adjusting that to saying like pet portraits or animal art, art for sale, all sorts of different stuff, and none of that has helped my account at all. I have paid for ads and did get some followers on it, but I'd ended up paying about 50 cents of ad spend to get every follower, and that's just not worth it, I don't think. But maybe you have a different perspective on that, and if so, please share that in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And there's all these like Instagram hacks that you will watch videos about, and this method that I'm telling you about right now is the only thing I found, aside from using bots, which, like I've said before, I'm not recommending for anybody to do. So aside from bots, this method is the only thing that has actually worked for me in the last 5 years of growing my Instagram account. So I'm not going to give you any tips on using bots or anything like that on your Instagram account. This is completely above board, but it is a similar method that the bots use. It is follow, unfollow. Now, before you stop watching and start thinking, oh, that's really scammy, I don't think it is. Like, it's a really valid way to reach people. But the thing is that in the past I've tried to do it and it didn't work for my account. I sort of reframed how I was thinking about this whole thing with the follow, unfollow. And firstly, not using a bot, but secondly, targeting followers or potential followers of mine that would be actually interested in purchasing my art. And for me, I know who my target market is. Primarily, my target market is women with kids or women with pets, or people who want to buy a gift for a woman who has a pet. Because a lot of my artwork, you can see back there, rainbow colored animals. So there are a lot of people who like to buy my art to put in kids' rooms. They like to buy art that is a custom piece based on their animal. And I will have men and women doing that for artwork for themselves for that purpose. Also, what I've noticed is that as an artist, people who are local love to support local artists. And I thought, well, if I'm going to try to do anything and I'm going to really capitalize on this follow, unfollow, I need to find people where I live. So I live in Wichita, Kansas, and I thought, well, how am I going to find people who are women or men with children? So I used the search feature and I searched for women, moms clubs, things like that. And I started coming up with all sorts of accounts in Wichita who have people who are following them who look like their moms. It was really easy to just go through and follow. And there's all these warnings online that says, look, if you do this, you're gonna get your account banned, and you can only follow one person every 15 seconds, or like if you follow more than 200 in an hour, you'll get your account banned. I mean, all this different stuff, right? And so I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna test this out. So the first day I just kind of followed 50 people and nothing happened. So then I started like following more and more and more. And I noticed after a while, like I would follow a couple hundred at a time, and then Instagram would kind of just stop it, and they wouldn't give me a warning or anything. They would just kind of like stop me from being able to follow anymore. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that's the limit. And I would just do that a couple times a day, and I think I was able to follow like 200 to 400 or 500 people in a day without having anything happen negatively toward my account. But eventually I did hit a wall with Instagram, so I'm gonna tell you about that here in a second. But first, before I started doing all this, because I wanted to test this to see how this would really work. I unfollowed everybody out of my account that had been on there for a long time. I started out with like 2,800 people I was following, and I got down to 300 before I did all of this. And I wasn't spending tons of time on this every day. I know when you watch this video, you're probably thinking, God, she must have been on there like follow, unfollow for like, hours. And actually, no, you can get through a lot of them really fast. I found that I could follow 200 of them in like 10 minutes or, less. It wasn't that long, especially once I found a good account that I wanted to follow all of their followers. It was very easy, but it was important to look through their followers a little bit to make sure that they seem like real people. Because if you're just following accounts that are spammy, like fake followers, then it's not going to help you at all. I followed about 4,000 people over a 1-week period, and that's how long I've done this so far. I'm going to report on how it goes in the following weeks if I continue to do it or if I get my account banned. I don't think I will because I'm not using a bot. I think the most thing they're going to do is just shut off the follow, unfollow feature for me for a while. I mean, we'll see how it goes. You never know. I mean, you can get your account shut off for anything on these things. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it won't happen, but I know with bots, you can definitely get your account shut down for doing this. But during that week, I ended up getting about 1,000 followers. So about 25% of the people I followed me back. Now, eventually here, I'm going to start unfollowing people. I'm not doing it right now because I want to give people time to follow me back. I followed a lot, like 4,000 is a lot. And maybe not everybody gets on there every day. And, people get notifications on there when someone follows them. And a lot of the accounts that I followed were, only had like 200 followers. They were only following a couple hundred people. They were real small accounts because I wanted to find people who were real people who might actually want to buy my art. And that's the goal, right? The goal is not to get followers from me. I don't care how many followers I have. I care how much art I sell. And I think that's the big concept here with being an artist is that, and promoting yourself online, is that a lot of people kind of miss that and they just think, oh, I'm going to grow all these followers. But if you're not converting those followers into buyers, then it's really worth nothing to you at that point. I mean, maybe one day if you become an influencer, you can sell brands to advertise on your Instagram account, but that, if you want to be an artist, you need to sell your work. So I was really trying to target the followers who I thought were most likely to purchase my art. And it's really cool, actually. Over this week, I did sell some art that I know were from people who found me through Instagram because they DM'd me after following me back and were asking me about custom paintings. I had at least 100 people ask about custom paintings. Now, I only sold one. It was a digital one. It was my lowest price one for $79, but I did make a custom painting sale. And I also did sell one print during that time to someone that I know DM'd me and asked about it. Now, I could have sold some other things to people who I didn't know, that they may have just happened upon the website and purchased. Alongside that, I had lots of other opportunities crop up that I didn't even realize would before I started doing this. Since I was trying to connect with local people, I found pages that I could do a share for share with, where I could share their page on one of my stories and then they would share me on theirs, which also got me more followers and more exposure. Found several pages actually to do that with. And then I also found one person who was curating an art exhibition at a gallery here in town that I'm going to be a part of here in the next few months, which is awesome. I wouldn't have done that. I got invited to be a featured artist at a local craft market. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that one yet, but it's pretty cool to have been invited. And so yeah, I mean, there's been lots of opportunities and out of this, and really I spent like 15 to 30 minutes on this a day. And that is including the time that I made all of my Instagram posts and my story posts and responded to people's comments and did the follow, unfollow, all that stuff. And best of all, it was absolutely free. Now, here's the downside I told you guys about earlier. I have now finally gotten a kind of a message from Instagram. I'm gonna show it now so you can see that. It came on my account yesterday after I followed like 300 or 400 of them at once. Like I was really pushing the limits of what they would allow. And just to see how far I could take it, they hadn't sent me any notices so far. And so then today I got on there and I just followed one person and then it came back up. So I don't know how many days they're going to pause my account from doing the follow, unfollow, but I'm going to keep trying to do it after this is over because it has been a great way for me to get followers and it's free. In conclusion, I would love to hear your thoughts on all of this. Do you think I'm crazy for doing the follow, unfollow manually? Do you think I'm going to get my account account banned if I keep doing this? Have you tried this and had good or bad results? I would love to hear your thoughts, because maybe if you've had a bad experience and it's like, look, I'm headed down a bad road with this, maybe it'll stop me from making that mistake that you did, or maybe we'll find out that this is something that's an actual viable way to increase your exposure on Instagram as an artist here in 2021. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you later.